How to cull and organize your pictures. Edit and organize. Do you edit, then organize, or do you organize, then edit? Both options are valid for different reasons. Initial cull. You are deleting the obvious bad pictures, accidental shots of your foot, the sky, etc. Badly out of focus. Referee or someone runs in front of you and blocks the shot. These are some examples of culls at this point. The top middle, that's a really close picture of a referee's shirt. On the top right, well, you got the referee blocking the basketball player. Bottom left, swimmer. Well, that shot, she has her face in the water. You can't see who she is. And bottom right, we have an opposing player running right in front of our player. Okay, edit, then organize. Cull, edit, then organize. You edit, then organize. It's faster to begin editing and getting something out for the editor, especially if you're in something like journalism where you need to get a picture out fast. This is probably the way to do it. For an event like a concert or wrestling, the organization of the event is built into the sequence. It is not random. Everything happens in a sequence. Organize, then edit. Why? Well, this is a divide and conquer method. If you shoot over 2,000 pictures of a game, editing 2,000 pictures can be overwhelming. So what do? You divide and conquer. You sort the pictures by jersey number. When you do that, the maximum number of pictures for an athlete will probably be less than 100. And it's a lot easier to edit 100 pictures than 2,000 pictures. Also, at this point, it's easier to see what you have for any one athlete. Do you have an athlete that has 30 pictures and another one who only has 5? Swim. That is another problem. At our school, when there is a swim meet, there are 43 races. You can easily have over 200 swimmer race combinations. And if you have 10 shots of each swimmer race combination, you can easily be over 2,000 pictures. So in this case, I organize by race in sets of 10 races, 1 through 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, etc. If I have a sequence of relays, I may go finer. For instance, 30 to 34 and 35 to 39. The idea is to have each set in be small enough that you can easily manage it. Once organized, when you edit, you're editing that smaller amount, less than 100 versus 2,000 or more. This also easily identifies where you have someone like player B with only a few pictures versus another which has a lot of pictures. You have a chance at this point to now identify player B that you need to go back in and look for more of his pictures. How to organize by number or position. Different ways. The obvious one is their jersey number. But not all sports have jersey numbers. For instance, tennis. There is no number on the jersey. So you organize by rank. First singles, second singles. First doubles, second doubles. The other one is by position. When I shoot badminton, I organize by court number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no number on the players. So that's the only way I've got a handle on the players. Group them by court number. Golf, I group by foursome number. So like 1A is the first foursome, player A. 1B is first foursome player B. 2A is a second foursome player A. 2B is a second foursome player B. Then you create a directory or folder for each player and move the pictures of each player into the directory. This is an example of using a directory for sorting. Top level directory 1E-individual. The number is arbitrary. In my case, it just happens to be 1E. But then everything under that, 00, 01, 03, 04, 05, these are the jersey numbers. The S after the name in the number in this case stands for senior. So 00 is a senior. 03 is a senior. 04 is a senior. Sometimes I will put little clues for myself. So 12S, she's wearing a white helmet. 22S is Andy. 27 is wearing red shoes. 29, gray helmet. Anything that you can use to make it easier to figure out who is who. Because sometimes you can't see the number, but you can see their shoes. Like, okay, I can't see the number, but it's red shoes, so that must be number 27. Edit cull. This is culling the organized pictures. If you have 40 pictures of an athlete, you can cull out 30 pictures to end up with the best 10. If you only have 5 pictures of an athlete, you may have to keep most or all of the 5 pictures. What you're culling for is defects, where you miss the focus on a subject or the subject does not look quite right. In other words, there are better looking pictures. Or you just have a bad shot of the subject. Example of edit culls. Top left. The tackle has long happened. The guys that are standing are just walking over. And top right. Again, it's the jump ball has happened. The jumpers have hit the floor. Bottom right. It's action, but it's kind of confusing. You can't see, is it 18? Who has the ball? 18 or the girl on the other side of her? And on the bottom left, the wrestling. Well, our guy is hidden behind the Sequoia wrestler. Like, well, not a good shot of him. Organize. How to organize by number and position. What I do is I rename the files. This is done in different ways depending on this particular sport. If there's a jersey number, I'll use that, otherwise the rank or the position. For example, if I rename the image file with the player number, I put it at the front of the file name. So as you can see there, NDS_3321A JPEG. In front of that, I put 01. So that's player 1. And the second one, S2, that is the second singles. The third one, 1B, that's player B in the first foursome in golf. On numbers, you want to use 2-digit numbers so the files will sort in order. Number 1 will be 01. That way, when you look at the files, they're all grouped together. You don't have 11 mixed up with 1. So this makes it easier to organize the picture files of the various players. All the files of a player are grouped together. There are some that you won't number. If there is a group of players in the picture without an obvious main subject, like a shot of the bench, or a shot of a play where you can't figure out who's the main player, just don't put a number in front of them. Or what I do in some cases, I'll put an M in front of that to indicate multiple. And there will be pictures where it's just difficult to determine who the player is. This slide shows jersey number organization. You can see the the file names underneath the picture, and in this case, the first two digits are the jersey number. So if you look at the top picture, top left picture, that's player 05. Bottom right picture, that's player 09. Here's an indication, another one where we're using rank organization. S1 is the first singles. S2 is the second singles. So I've put S1 and S2 in front of the files. So you can see their files are grouped together. I don't have to hunt for their pictures. The next video will be on editing. The end.